The cat who sat in the flood. The water reached the rooftops in under an hour. Cars floated like toys. Sirens failed. And on a sinking bus stop bench, one cat refused to move. Because someone was still crying beneath the water. The hour the city ignored. Belmare had heard flood warnings before. The screens flashed them. The radios repeated them. People nodded, shrugged, and kept moving. Floods were background noise in this city, something that happened to other neighborhoods, never this one. The rain began politely, tapping windows like a question. Within minutes, it turned violent. Sheets of water slammed rooftops, rattled signs loose, and blurred streetlights into trembling halos. Storm drains choked almost immediately. The water had nowhere to go. It spilled into streets, climbed sidewalks, and pressed against doors with quiet persistence. Sirens wailed, but they sounded confused, like even they didn't know what they were warning against. Traffic froze. Car doors opened. People ran. Emergency alerts buzzed once, then died as power grids failed sector by sector. The city's voice vanished mid-sentence. Belmare didn't evacuate in waves. It fractured. Some escaped early. Some waited too long. Some froze where they stood. The river didn't rise like it used to. It surged, hungry and fast, devouring streets as if reclaiming stolen ground. A bus stop on River Street flooded first. Water crept over the curb, swallowed the pavement, and climbed the metal bench. On that bench sat a black and white stray cat with a torn ear and a bent tail. Rain plastered his fur to his thin body. His eyes stayed open while the city ran, the cat did not. His name was Milo, and this was the moment everything changed. The cat who knew the street. Milo knew Belmare through sensation, not maps. He knew which streets vibrated before danger arrived and which alleys whispered safety. That night, the ground spoke in panic. The concrete beneath the bus stop trembled wrong, too fast, too uneven. Water soaked Milo's paws, numbing them instantly. The cold bit deep, but his body didn't retreat. The flood didn't just rise, it pulled. A dangerous undertow dragged debris beneath the surface, invisible and violent. Milo's whiskers trembled, catching scents humans couldn't: rust, sewage, fear, something sharp and wrong. Instinct screamed at him to jump. To climb. To survive like he always had. He shifted once, then froze. Beneath the roar of rain and sirens, Milo heard something else, a sound so fragile it nearly vanished. A cough. Broken. Wet. Human. Milo turned toward the sound, ears flattening, heart pounding. Survival was no longer the question. The voice beneath the water. Below the bus stop, a drainage tunnel had collapsed under pressure. Concrete slabs pinned the opening. Inside the tunnel, 8-year-old Eli clung to darkness, his legs trapped beneath rubble. Water rushed around his chest. Every breath burned. Every attempt to scream failed. His mother had vanished in seconds, washed away before his eyes could understand. The tunnel was cold. The dark pressed in. Panic ate his strength. Through the rushing water, Eli saw something impossible. Eyes. Green. Steady. Watching him. Milo stared down through the flood, rain stinging his face, body shaking from cold and fear. The cat opened his mouth and cried out, a sharp, desperate sound ripped from his chest. The city heard nothing. But the boy did. The decision. Water climbed Milo's chest, then his shoulders. The current tugged hard at his legs. A floating sign slammed against the bench, nearly knocking him off balance. Every instinct screamed, jump now or die. Milo glanced toward higher ground, toward safety, toward life. Then he looked back into the darkness beneath the water. The boy's breath came slower now. Time was collapsing. Milo crouched low, muscles trembling. Rain blurred his vision. The flood roared. He did not hesitate again. Milo leapt into the water. The mark. The flood swallowed Milo whole. Cold crushed his chest. Water filled his mouth. His body slammed against concrete. Pain exploded through his ribs. Milo kicked blindly, claws scraping stone, fighting instinct with will. He found fabric, a jacket sleeve, and bit down hard. The boy cried out weakly as Milo tugged, but the rubble held fast. Milo pulled again. Nothing. His lungs burned. His strength faded. Understanding settled in, not panic, but clarity. Milo scratched the wall violently, carving desperate marks into metal and stone. He anchored the truth. Someone is here. Milo forced himself upward, riding a surge of water toward the surface. He broke through, coughing, gasping, barely conscious. Clinging to the bus stop pole, he screamed into the storm. Over and over. Loud. Raw. Refusing silence. A rescue drone swept the street, scanning for movement. It paused. Zoomed in. A soaked cat, screaming, refusing to move from one exact point. The operator frowned, then marked the location. Firefighters arrived minutes later, tearing into flooded concrete. They found the boy. The one who stayed. Eli was pulled free, unconscious, blue-lipped, but breathing. A firefighter shouted for medical support. Then someone asked, "Where's the cat?" Milo floated nearby, limp, barely alive. He was wrapped in a jacket meant for humans. He stayed, someone whispered. At the hospital, Eli woke up coughing, eyes searching. "Is the cat okay?" he asked. Milo survived pneumonia, infection, and exhaustion. He healed slowly. Stubbornly. Like he always had. After the water left. Belmare rebuilt. Streets dried. Life resumed. But the bus stop changed. It was rebuilt higher. Stronger. A plaque was mounted beside the bench. It read, "Here, one stayed so another could live." Milo sat beneath it every morning. Older now. Slower. Wearing a collar with a name. People stopped. Looked. Remembered. Some cried. Some smiled. The city learned something it had forgotten: not all heroes are loud. Not all heroes wear uniforms. Some are small. Scarred. And they stay. When everyone else runs. Like if this story moved you. Subscribe for more powerful animal stories. Comment "He stayed" if you believe animals are true heroes.